Hi guys, welcome to session number 2. So today we would be talking about again one of the very important things in the world of valuation, that is buy low PE, right? Everyone keeps on screaming, from a news channel to a newspaper to the great books like Security Analysis, right, which has popularized the concept of value investing, that we should buy something which is quoting at low PE, because technically low price to earning ratio has been substituted by people as undervaluation metric. But it's difficult to come to that conclusion in real world, in practical application, that a low PE actually means undervaluation. And even before we go and start talking about whether a low PE is undervalued or a high PE is overvalued in real world or not, first we should actually focus on what is interpretation of PE. Like I've read in a lot of textbook, when I did my graduation, that price to earning ratio is आप 1 रुपए के earning per share पे कितने का price चुका रहे हैं. The standard definition of PE ratio is current market price divided by earning per share. Everyone must have read this formula. I'm sure about it, right? कि अगर कंपनी 1 रुपए अर्निंग पर शेयर कमा रही है और कंपनी का करंट स्टॉक प्राइस 10 रुपए चल रहा है, so the PE ratio is 10, and the interpretation that is taught in academics is straightforward. 1 रुपए कमाने वाली कंपनी के लिए पर शेयर आप 10 रुपए की कीमत चुकाने के लिए तैयार है. That means 10 times the earning you are willing to pay. Simple. But there is much more useful angle of PE definition, and this particular concept was popularized by none other than one of the greatest investors the world has ever seen, that is Peter Lynch. So in his book One Upon Wall Street, he taught PE to be seen from the angle of payback period. So because Indians are business community, right? Marwadi, Punjabi, Sindhis, they talk in the tone of payback. कि अगर ये बिजनेस के अंदर अपन XYZ लाख रुपए लगाएंगे तो पैसा कब तक रिकवर हो जाएगा. They are focused on the recovery period. So trust me, even Peter Lynch was talking about this recovery period when he gave the world a new angle कि PE ratio को इस angle से judge करना चाहिए. So today we'll first discuss that angle. वहां से you guys would be able to understand कि यार ये meaning होता है PE का, and then we'll go deeper into, is it actually the right way that a low PE is undervalued stock and a high PE is overvalued stock. Again, this is just session 2 of our valuation series. There are a lot of technicalities involved on how to exactly derive the right PE for a stock. That is called as implied PE or fundamental PE of a stock. Here, I am talking only about the basics of price to earning ratio, but in a relevant, practical, application-oriented method. We'll go deeper into the calculations of PE in our later sessions. So again, like in session number 1, this is one more Excel template that we'll use today, specifically created for this session to make you understand PE. Okay. Let's imagine there is a company. All right. And again, we are standing at point 0, which is today. This company is generating an earning per share of 1 rupees. Now, the basic formula to calculate earning per share for people who don't know is you divide profit after tax of company by total outstanding shares of the company. The exact formula leads to something called as weighted average share, but let's avoid that. Let's keep it simple for time being. So if a company is generating 100 crores of profit after tax and company has a total shares, outstanding shares of, rounding to 10 crore, we can easily say that the company is generating 10 rupees per share of net income. Crore cut, 0 cut. For one outstanding share, company is generating 10 rupees of profit. In simple language, that is the definition of EPS. Now, the company, majority of companies grow, right? They generate more profit. That simply can also be interpreted as they generate more profit per share, because profit बढ़ेगा, right? तो आपका numerator बढ़ेगा. Denominator, let's assume we are keeping it constant, we are assuming no equity dilution. अगर denominator नहीं बढ़ता है और profit बढ़ता रहता है, तो obviously आपका earning per share बढ़ता रहेगा. Let's imagine if you divide 2 200 crores of profit by 10 crores of outstanding share, the earning per share would be 20 rupees. So ये बोलना कि इस कंपनी का प्रॉफिट बढ़ेगा आने वाले टाइम में, या ये बोलना इस कंपनी का ईपीएस बढ़ेगा आने वाले टाइम में, is broadly one and the same thing. Again, assuming no equity dilution. I will get into equity dilution in later sessions. For timing, let's keep it simple. Okay. So everyone, every company, every promoter wants the earning per share of the company to grow. But for time being, we have kept this growth at 0%. Let's go through and study and understand the magic of this statement. Okay, price to earning ratio is the payback period. Okay. Now let's assume the current stock price of this company is 3 rupees. So we all know the PE ratio of this company will turn out to be nothing but price per share divided by earning per share. So this company is quoting at a PE ratio of 3. Clear, everyone? Okay. Now let's imagine, you buy the stock today. Okay, you are buying the stock today. In what time frame will you recover your money? So imagine we go to BSC, NSE, we open the website and we punch the buy order for 1 share. 3 रुपए अपने अकाउंट से कट जाएगा. So the payback period means ये कंपनी 3 रुपए अपने को कमा के वापस से कब तक देगी? So because we have kept growth for time being at 0%. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10 ये जो years हैं, क्या years हैं? आने वाले साल. If we are standing at 2021, this one means 2022, 2023, 2024. करेक्ट? ऐसे एक एक साल. तो अब कंपनी आज अगर 1 रुपीज पर शेयर कमा रही है एंड वी हैव केप्ट ग्रोथ एट 0%, कंपनी आने वाले साल भी क्या कमाएंगी फिर? 1 रुपी पर शेयर, बिकॉज ग्रोथ इज 0. सो दिस कंपनी प्रैक्टिकली in our scenario will keep on earning 1 rupees earning per share perpetually. Simple as that, forever. Now here, if you can see here, okay, look here, row number 10, I have written a word called as cumulative EPS, which simply means that अब कंपनी प्रॉफिट पर शेयर कमा तो रही है, बट ऐसा हर बार होता नहीं है कि कंपनी पैसा आपको डिविडेंड के फॉर्मेट में रिटर्न करे. हो सकता है कंपनी पैसा अपने पास संभाल के रखे, एंड दैट्स परफेक्टली ओके. है तो अपनी कंपनी, वी आर शेयर होल्डर्स. अब वो पैसा कंपनी के बैंक में पड़ा है या अपने पास आ चुका है, दैट वील हैव टू ट्रस्ट द गाय इज ऑपरेटिंग द बिजनेस. क्या ये पैसा ढंग से बैंक अकाउंट में पड़ा होगा, बट इन द एंड है वो अपना पैसा. So that is why the word cumulative EPS, कि अपना पैसा कितना कंपनी के पास जमा आज तक हो चुका है. So at the end of first year, this company will make 1 rupees of earning per share. तो आज तक अपना कितना पैसा कंपनी के पास जमा हो गया? 1 रुपए, क्योंकि अपने को शेयर खरीदे 1 ही साल हुआ है. We have bought the share at time 0. और 1 साल के अंदर कंपनी ने क्या किया? 1 रुपए का अर्निंग पर शेयर कमाया. तो 1 रुपए अपना डिपॉजिट पड़ा है कंपनी के पास. Now in the second year, because growth rate is 0 in our example, company will again earn 1 rupees of earning per share. अब अपना कंपनी के पास कितना पैसा जमा हो गया? 1 पहले साल का और ये एक और इस साल का. 1 + 1 leads to 2. करेक्ट? तो 2 साल के अंदर कंपनी के पास अपना 2 रुपए जमा है. सी माय फॉर्मूला. ऑलराइट, आई सिंपली डन वन थिंग, नथिंग एल्स. दिस प्लस इस साल का पैसा, पुराना जमा पैसा प्लस इस साल का पैसा will lead to 2 here. ओके. अब एक और साल हो गया कंपनी को, राइट? कंपनी वापस 1 रुपए का अर्निंग पर शेयर कमाएंगी. नाउ एट द एंड ऑफ थर्ड ईयर, कंपनी के पास अपना कितना पैसा जमा हो गया? 3 रुपीज. नाउ फोकस हियर. ओके, आपने कंपनी का 1 शेयर खरीदने के लिए कितना रुपए चुकाया था? लुक हियर, माय मार्किंग 3. कंपनी ने आपको 3 रुपए कमा के लौटा दिया, ये अपने पास जमा रखे. वन इन द सेम थिंग. कितने साल में कवर अप कर लिया? .3. नाउ फोकस हियर, कंपनी का पीई रेशियो कितना था? 3. आपका पैसा कितने साल में रिकवर हुआ? 3. सो व्हाट इज पीई? द पीटर लिंच डेफिनेशन. PE is the number of years in which you will recover your principal, your money back. So PE was 3. In how many years are we recovering our money? In 3 years. That was the definition. Now, just to explain you this term, कि दुनिया में ये thought process आया कहाँ से? Buy low PE stocks, or low PE is synonymous to a company being undervalued. वो इसी कॉन्सेप्ट से निकल के बाहर आया, एंड दैट यू गाइस विल बी इजीली एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड once I change some numbers in this example. Now imagine when we bought the stock of this company, the price was not 3 rupees, it was 10 rupees. Automatically all the formulas connected here. So look here, what was the PE ratio of the company then? 10 rupees का current market price per share divided by earning per share, right? So 10 रुपए का PE ratio अपना निकल के आया, 10 रुपए का नहीं, I mean 10 का PE ratio निकल के आया, right? Now कंपनी का डायनामिक्स तो वही रहने वाला है, right? Company was earning 1 rupees of earning per share here at 0.0. The company will keep on earning 1 rupees का earning per share every year because we have assumed growth to be 0. Look in this column here, the cumulative EPS. अपना पैसा कब तक रिकवर होगा? लॉजिक, हर साल कंपनी 1-1 रुपए कमा के देने वाली है, तो 3 साल तक 3 रुपए जमा हो गए, 10th ईयर तक कंपनी के पास अपने कितने जमा हो गए? 10 रुपए. अगेन फोकस, कंपनी का पीई रेशियो क्या था? 10 था. अपना पैसा कितने साल में रिकवर हुआ? 10 साल में. अगेन पीटर लिंच, PE ratio is the number of years in which we recover your money. So when the PE ratio of the company was 10, our recovery period was 10 years. When the company PE ratio was 3, our recovery period was 3 years. I don't think we need a high IQ to understand now. वर्ल्ड ने ये क्यों बोला कि बाय लो पी स्टॉक? इफ यू आर अ बिजनेसमैन, यू आर अ एंटरप्रेन्योर, यू आर अ इन्वेस्टर, आप अपना पैसा कितनी जल्दी रिकवर करना चाहेंगे? 3 साल में या 10 साल में? ऑब्वियसली 3 साल के अंदर. जितना जल्दी आपका पैसा रिकवर होगा उतना फायदा आपके लिए है. क्यों? क्योंकि उसके नेक्स्ट ईयर से आपका प्रॉफिट चालू हो जाता है. सो इन द अर्लियर सिनेरियो व्हेन द पीई रेशियो वाज 3, our principal got recovered in 3 years. अब जो 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th ईयर से ये 1-1 रुपए आ रहा है, ये तो सीधा अपना प्रॉफिट है, राइट? Whereas in the next scenario, when PE was 10, अपन ने 10 रुपए चुका दिया था आज ही, 10 साल के अंदर तो खाली अपना प्रिंसिपल का रिकवरी होगा. Our profit will begin from 11th year. So would you like to have profit from 4th year or would you like to have profit from 11th year? Obviously, if you are a rational human being, you would like to have profit from 4th year itself. यहाँ से ये फंडामेंटल लॉजिक बना है कि you should buy low PE stocks. It is absolutely wrong, but प्रैक्टिकल चीज समझने के लिए पहले थियरी का बहुत अच्छे से समझना इंपॉर्टेंट है, बिकॉज जिसको थियरी का बेस एकदम सॉलिड नहीं है वो कभी प्रैक्टिकल एप्लीकेशन की इंपॉर्टेंस समझ नहीं पाएगा. सो हियर वी कैन एंड द theoretical aspect of PE ratio and why it is one of the most common terms used for valuation of a company, because payback period is a very common term, right? That people across the world, even the smaller businessmen to larger businessmen, keeps on talking the same language कि आज पैसा लगेगा तो रिटर्न कब तक आएगा, and that in English, in finance literature, is termed as PE ratio. All right guys, we'll begin further now. Remember, the most important point here was the magical thing here was growth rate was 0, right? So if a company's earning per share won't grow, then PE ratio is nothing but your recovery period. But would you buy a company which is not growing? No one will like to buy a company which is not growing, right? So ये logic रियल मार्केट में तो आपको रियलाइज हो चुका होगा कि अप्लाई नहीं करता कि बाय लो पीई ऑलवेज. तो मार्केट में अप्लाई क्या करता है? हाउ टू थिंक अबाउट दैट? विल गो टू दैट डिमेंशन राइट नाउ. ओके, सो बिलो इफ यू सी हियर आई हैव क्रिएटेड 4 कंपनीज, all random companies, right? A, B, C, D. A limited, B limited, C limited, D limited. Now all 4 companies here are earning. Look at my Excel, right? Look at my sheet here. I am here, right? I am operating at this junction. So all the companies are earning 1 rupees of earning per share, and every company A and B limited are quoting right now, let's imagine on National Stock Exchange, as 100 rupees per share. Company C is quoting at a price of 20 rupees per share, and company D is quoting at a price of 100 rupees per share. So we have the price, we have the EPS. We can calculate the PE ratio of all the 4 companies. The PE ratio for company A limited would be 100, for B 100, for C 20, and for D 100. So A, B, D Limited are quoting at a PE of 100 and C is quoting at a PE of 20. Now, as per standard textbook criteria, we should go and buy C Limited, right? Because it has the lowest PE. Now we'll come to that conclusion why this statement is not always correct. Here, now for the first time, I am introducing growth rates into the picture. So for A Limited, I have assumed that this company will be able to grow its profit, aka earning per share, at 20% per annum. Company B will be able to grow its profit at 30% per annum. Company C will be able to grow its profit at 20% per annum. And company D will be able to grow its profit at 80% per annum. Imagine it's a startup here, growing at a crazy rate. Now, with such practical nuances, how should we approach valuations? देखो फंडामेंटल सेम चलेगा, काम अपन स्टेबल पे ही करने वाले, बट अब ग्रोथिंग प्राइसिंग करना पड़ेगा, and you will see a lot of different angles coming into picture now. So let's pick up company A. All right, again focus guys, I am here right now, company A at 0.0. So this company is making 1 rupees earning per share, right? We all know it. अभी तक क्लियर है अपने को. But now from here, every year the company 1, 2, 3, 4 future years, the company will be growing its earning per share at 20%. So if you see here, I have grown the company's earning per share at 20%. So 1 year down the line, the company will be earning 1.2 or EPS. Then 1 more year down the line, the company would be earning 1.44 rupees का earning per share, right? Because 20% का compounding growth लिया है मैंने company के earning per share में. So you can see all the numbers here, right? All the numbers. के 10th year from today, 10वें साल में आज से company per year क्या EPS कमा रही होगी 6.19 rupees का. Now with that picture, we can calculate the cumulative EPS, correct? कि आज से 1 साल हो गया तो अपना कितना पैसा कंपनी के पास जमा हो गया. We have the number here 1.2. अब 2 साल हो गया, अब कंपनी इस सेकेंड ईयर में 1.44 रुपीस का अर्निंग पर शेयर कमाएंगी. तो 1.2 फर्स्ट ईयर में जमा हो गया था, 1.44 कंपनी ने और कमा के दिया इन द सेकेंड ईयर. तो टोटल कितना पैसा जमा हो गया कंपनी के पास 2.64. अब थर्ड ईयर में कंपनी 1.728 रुपीस और कमा के देगी आपको पर शेयर. ऑलरेडी आपका 2.64 जमा था, 1.728 रुपीस कंपनी ने और जमा करके दिया. तो एड 2.64 एंड 1.72, अब टोटल पैसा आपके पास क्या जमा होंगे थर्ड ईयर तक 4.368. ऐसे करते करते वी हैव calculated cumulative EPS for company, right, which is clearly below. You can see here, right? This is nothing but cumulative EPS of company. हर साल का EPS ऐड होता जाएगा लास्ट ईयर के टोटल तक में. Now, what I want you to understand is calculate the payback period of A Limited. If we decide to buy A Limited today, how much you will pay? Remember here, we have 100 का current market price. आपके और मेरे बैंक अकाउंट से डीमैट अकाउंट से 100 रुपए कटेगा if we go and buy one share of this company. तो ये कंपनी even if they are growing at 20%, ग्रोथ के बाद भी ये कंपनी आपको और मेरा ये 100 रुपए कब तक रिकवर कर देगी? प्रॉफिट तो चलो उसके बाद की बात है. लुक द क्यूमुलेटिव EPS. लुक हियर, रो नंबर 22. In the 16th year from today, कंपनी अपने को क्या कमा के दे रही होगी? अर्निंग पर क्यूमुलेटिवली अपना कितना पैसा कंपनी के पास पड़ा होगा 100 रुपए, और 15th ईयर तक कितना था 86. तो लगभग 16th ईयर के एंड तक द कंपनी वुड बी रिटर्निंग अस आवर प्रिंसिपल of 100 rupees. Now that's a long payback period, right? Imagine I am loaning you money and you just repay me my principal after 16 years, and that too there's no guarantee. This is not a bank loan, right? There's no collateral. It's trust and your judgment on a company's business performance. A lot of people may be jittery about it. यार इतना लंबा तो गेम नहीं खेलना. That's okay. We are not here to fight anyone's ideology. Let's study more example. Let's imagine we pick company B. Again, both company A and B are quoting at 100 ka current market price and 100 ka PE. But what happens with company B Limited? Remember, there's one difference between A Limited and B Limited. A Limited was growing its profit at 20% per annum, whereas B Limited is growing the profit at 30% per annum. So again, like company A, even company B today is earning 1 rupees of earning per share. But look at the difference in earnings of both the companies. Because they are growing at 30%, obviously their earning would be higher. So if year one, company A Limited was able to earn 1.2 rupees of earning per share due to 20% growth from 1 rupees, our company B Limited here would be having an earning per share of 1.3 because of 30% growth. Now this 1.3 will become 1.69, 30% growth, 30% growth. Karte, we have calculated earning per share for coming 10, 15 years. Okay. And again, like earlier example of A Limited, we have calculated cumulative EPS here. So based on cumulative EPS, in approximately 12th year, the company would be able to return our principal back of 100 rupees that we invested today. Look at the payback period here. 16 years से अपना recovery 11th year पे आ गया है. So even though, listen to this statement very carefully, even though both the companies have same P of 100, just based on this thing that we have discussed, obviously they are much more dynamic circuit. Again, I am repeating, this is not the complete knowledge. We'll study it over a period of time. But for time being, we are just at session 2. We are building our base currently. We are building our foundation. So just based on this knowledge that I have presented in the example in front of your screen today, even if both the companies have B, 100 ka PE, B Limited seems undervalued, right? Because यहाँ पे recovery कितने साल में हो जाएगा? 11 साल में. और यहाँ पे recovery कितने साल में होगा? 16 years में. If you are a businessman, you would love lesser payback period, right? जितना जल्दी पैसा अपने हाथ में आ जाए रिटर्न, उतना बेटर. क्लियर? सो ऐसा जरूरी नहीं होता. फर्स्ट थिंग फर्स्ट, कि अगर दो कंपनी का पीई सेम है, देन कंपनीज आर फेयरली वैल्यूड. नो, इट डिपेंड्स ऑन ग्रोथ रेट. If both companies have same PE, A and B, but the company which has higher growth rate, that will be undervalued. A very important statement to mark. If two companies have same growth rate, right, then pick the company with lower payback period, keeping every other thing constant for time being. Clear? One of a very important learning. Now we'll go to example number 3, that is C Limited, which is even more fascinating to understand. क्योंकि अगर यहाँ तक देखें तो C Limited is looking a clear cut buy just based on this logic कि इसका PE 20 है, बाकी सबका PE 100 है, तो लो PE खरीदना चाहिए. कई हद तक ये बात करेक्ट भी है, as the payback period will prove. But as soon as we'll study D Limited, ये theoretical statement that C Limited खरीद लेना चाहिए because it is at low PE will be proven wrong. So let's proceed to that section. So like A Limited and B Limited, okay, even C Limited starts with 1 rupees of earning per share. I have kept everything constant for every company so that the effect can be clearly understood. Now this company will also grow at 20% earning per share, like similarly like A Limited. तो हर साल कंपनी कितने रुपीस का अर्निंग पर शेयर कमाएंगी, वो 20% से अपने ग्रो कर दिया है. बट ये कंपनी का करंट मार्केट प्राइस खाली 20 रुपीस है. सो वी नीड टू रिकवर ओनली 20 रुपीस, नॉट 100 like A Limited and B Limited. So see here, if you look forward to this row number 32 and the cumulative EPS section, in the 8th year itself कंपनी के पास टोटल अपना 20 रुपीस जमा हो जाएगा. बैंक आपका पेबैक पीरियड इज 8 years ओनली. नाउ कंपनी ए लिमिटेड में पैसा लगाते तो प्रिंसिपल कितने टाइम में वापस मिलता? 16 साल में. इफ यू वुड हैव इन्वेस्टेड इन कंपनी बी लिमिटेड, इन हाउ मेनी years would you have recovered your money? In 11 years. Whereas through C Limited, you will only recover your money within 8 years, which sounds a good investment based on this knowledge on screen. Obviously C Limited. अब आपका बिलीफ थोड़ा बढ़ रहा होगा. That देखिए बात करेक्ट है, लो पीई was good investment. But hold on, let's bring D Limited into picture now. Again, like ABC Limited, D Limited is earning today 1 rupees of earning per share, but the company is on high growth speed. The company is growing its earning per share at 80% per annum. That means in the next year, the company will earn 1.8 rupees of earning per share. In second year, it will earn earning per share of 3.2 rupees. But the 1.8 pay be 80% ka growth. Right? So we have calculated every year ka earning per share, assuming 80% ka growth. You know what? As per cumulative EPS, row number 36, 6th year के एंड तक ही कंपनी 75 रुपीज अपना जमा कर चुकी होगी एंड 7th ईयर के एंड तक तो 135 रुपीज जमा हो जाएगा. तो करंट मार्केट प्राइस, रिमेंबर फ्रॉम अबव एग्जांपल, द करंट मार्केट प्राइस ऑफ दिस कंपनी इज व्हाट? 100, right? We paid 100 rupees to buy the stock of the company, and we are recovering our 100 rupees between 6 and 7 years, hypothetically 6.5 years. So what is the payback period of D Limited? It's 6.5, even lower than C. Now tell me, C had a PE of 20 and D had a PE of 100, 5 times C Limited. But still, a higher PE business is turning out to be a better investment. Now, obviously, there are a lot of angles like sustainability of growth. यार 80% में ग्रो करना कितना डिफिकल्ट होता है, ये कैसे जजमेंट ले सकते हैं कि कंपनी 7 years तक 80% पे ग्रो कर पाएगी? अग्रीड, अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कंसर्न. सेकंड, यार क्या फर्क पड़ता है कंपनी 80% पे ग्रो कर रही हो, इस कंपनी का मैनेजमेंट फ्रॉड निकले या फ्रॉड है ऑलरेडी प्रूवन है, क्या करें इस कंपनी का स्टॉक खरीद के? अग्रीड. दैट इज व्हाई आई एम रिपीटिंग, दिस इज जस्ट सेशन 2. आई एम नॉट गिविंग अ मास्टर क्लास ऑन PE रेशियो. It takes years and years of practice to understand anything. It is not magical that 30 minutes के अंदर we would become Warren Buffett, right? It takes a lot of effort. We are just in session number 2. यहाँ तक भी अगर आपको समझ में आ रहा है, you are one of the most knowledgeable guys, at least in the market. कि यार ऐसा नहीं बोल सकते, ये एग्जाम्पल समझ में आ गया तो कि 20 का PE सस्ता होता है, 100 का PE महंगा होता है. It depends on the growth rate at which company can grow. Now, just to conclude the session, in the final 2 minutes, I will address the dilemmas now. Because in market, you are not analyzing A Limited or a B Limited or a C Limited or a D Limited. You have option to analyze all 4 companies. So how the comparison happens, right, between A, B, C and D? So if I take the learning, कि आपको finally क्या 4 learning अपने दिमाग में रखनी. So first, let's compare A, B and D. Right? A, B and D here. All companies had same PE ratio. Right? So A, B, D में से किसका payback period सबसे कम था? A का payback period was, remember, 16 years. B का was 11 years. D का was just 6.5 years. So in A versus B versus D, which had same PE ratios, which one you should be more attracted towards? The company with higher growth. Learning number 1. Okay. Now we'll proceed to learning number 2. These are final conclusions. Learning 2. Between A and C. That's an important thing. See here. A and C both had same growth rates. Right? So when 2 companies have same growth rate, then what you should be more attracted towards? The company which has lower PE. Why? Because the lower PE company will lead to a lower payback, and lower payback is what you desire. जितना जल्दी पैसा अपने हाथ में वापस आ जाए. So if you are comparing companies which have same growth rate, you should be more attracted towards analyzing a company which has lower PE. That is learning number 2. Now we'll go and focus on learning number 3. This is a real dilemma. B versus C. Now, if we go and check, okay, here B has higher growth as compared to C, but B then also has higher PE as compared to C. ये तो magical हो जाता. If B would have had higher growth and lower PE, तो आंख बंद करके पहले इस कंपनी को समझना चालू कर देते। क्यों? क्योंकि फ्यूचर भी इसका ज्यादा ब्राइट दिख रहा है एंड सस्ता भी ये ज्यादा मिल रहा है। बट दैट्स नॉट द रियल डिलेमा ना। देन द रियल डिलेमा इज company B seems good in terms of business because it can grow higher as compared to C, which has just 20% growth. 20% is not just. For this example, I'm just using the word just, okay? So C is growing at 20%, which is lower growth. But because everyone in the market is aware of that, okay, company B has higher growth. That's why company B is also having higher P. It is quoting at a P of 100, whereas company C is quoting at just a P of 20. So what should we choose? That's the real dilemma. Should we choose lower P कि C उठा लेते हैं क्योंकि लो PE पे, और should we choose higher growth rate कि B high rate पे grow करेगा तो B को खरीद लेते हैं? The dilemma is solved by looking at payback period. Just prepare this Excel that I have just taught here. Again, like session number 1, we will be sharing this template in YouTube as a Google Drive link in the caption. Please download this format and use it for your perusal. Okay? So the real dilemma, high growth rate ले या low valuation ले, दोनों में दिमाग मत लगाओ. Calculate the payback period. So we already did in our example here. The payback period for B, even after having a high growth, was coming out to be 11 years. Where C, it was just 8. So in which company you should be more attracted towards to pursue your research? That should be C limited. Okay. So if you have this dilemma, go with the payback period. That is learning number 3. Now coming to the final learning of the session, that is C limited versus D limited. Now even this is a dilemma, right? Even this is a dilemma. Why it's a dilemma? Because, yeah, I will go here. Yeah. Okay. C limited had 20% growth rate and a lower PE, right? And D limited had a much higher growth rate of 80% and a higher PE. So as per payback period, so this is almost the same kind of learning we did here, right? B versus C. Almost same kind of learning कि growth पकड़े या lower PE पकड़े. But यहाँ पे एक और dilemma है, right? The dilemma is about sustainability of this growth. See, at least in B versus C, what was happening was that 30% is also achievable. We can talk about n number of companies from Indian listed market itself, which have been able to grow at 30% for, let's say, at least 3, 4, 5 years down the line. And 20% पे grow करने वाली भी we can take, 10, 15, 20, 30 examples, right? But 80% पे grow करने वाली companies are difficult to recollect. Even if that has happened, it has happened for 1 to 3 years at max. Then the growth rate has reduced drastically. So the real dilemma is कि अगर 80% का growth for sure आ गया है ना, तब तो D लेना चाहिए. But अगर आपको doubt है ना, if you believe, now this cannot be calculated, this is your judgment. That's why valuation is an art. कि how confident you are on this 80%. If you believe कि यार ये 80% growth rate management तो बोल रहा है, मैं नया प्रोडक्ट लाऊंगा, इंडिया के अलावा एक्सपोर्ट मार्केट में भी भेजूं, अपना माल बेचूंगा, but I have real doubt कि यार there is not even 40% probability. It's your judgment कि 80% का growth rate आ पाएगा. So you would be like कि यार यहाँ पे अगर 80% का growth rate आ भी जाए, which is like 4 times more than C limited, 20% ka 80%. What's my payback period? Approximately 6.5, 7 years. Whereas C limited, with just 20% of growth rate, which seems much more achievable, will pay back my money within 8 years. खाली 1 साल payback period delay होगा, but इसका surety is much more higher. Because there is a very high chance कि 80% का growth rate 40% पे ही आ जाए. Even 40% is not bad. But आज आप जो पैसा चुका रहे हो, the 100 rupees of current market price, वो तो ये सोच के चुका रहे हो कि 80% का growth rate आएगा. So even the 40% growth rate would seem very small. Just let's look at the example below. Let's look at the example below. So imagine I will stretch this years for you just to make it more, exciting. Okay. So imagine ये 40% का ग्रोथ पहले 2 साल तो आया, 80% का ग्रोथ, But then what happened from third year? The company started growing at 40%. So second year में company ने 3.24 rupees का earning per share कमाया. Then the growth rate came down to 40. So third year में खाली 4.53 कमा पाया. अब यहाँ से I'm assuming ये 40% का growth rate चलता रहेगा. Correct? 80% का नहीं हो पाएगा. You know what is happening? Look here. Our recovery, our payback period has come to 9th year. It has come to 9th year approximately. पहले कितना आ रहा था 6.5. एंड आपको ये लग रहा है आफ्टर योर एनालिसिस कि यार ये होने का कि 1-2 साल तो 80% आ जाए, फिर तो 40% पे ग्रोथ रेट आएगी यार. इट्स इम्पॉसिबल टू ग्रो एट सच हाई ग्रोथ रेट. तो लॉजिकली आपके हिसाब से पेबैक पीरियड निकल के क्या आ रहा है 9 और सी का क्या निकल के आ रहा था 8. So even if C has lower growth rate and optically a higher payback, because अगर Excel पे देखें तो 8 C का तो payback period 8 years है ना, और D का तो 6.5 दिख रहा है, but still you might end up picking C limited because इसका होने का probability is much higher. Okay, that's a very important learning of this session that you should keep in mind. Learning. Okay. So I think with that, we will end session number 2. And I hope you loved our session. Please like, share, and comment your, point of view, your ideology in the comment section below. And again, apart from YouTube, we are also posting quality content on Instagram, which is short-sized video content and carousels. Please do follow our Instagram channel too, which goes by the name Finacle Shah. And in order to create value for long form readers, कि हमको Instagram पे छोटा content नहीं देखना, and we are not interested in watching a 30-minute 40-minute videos. So please go to our website. I think I have shared our company's website here, that is finacleclasses.com. Okay, you can log into our website. We run something called as a forum. Okay, in this forum we post brilliant articles on various topics, right? We share all the critical current awareness articles from Economic Times, Live Mint, that we believe that people should read कि कुछ बहुत major economy में हुआ है तो उसके बारे में पढ़िए. We share a lot of good research being already published by other investors in the market in the section called Top Blogs, and we are writing our own proprietary, research papers, our thesis under valuation series. So अगर आपको आज वाले सेशन का जाके कुछ मटेरियल पढ़ने का मन करे सेशन नंबर 2 का, so I've already published that on our forum, the entire transcript of the same. You can log on to the valuation series tab and you will go and you can read this post, valuation number 5, decoding the myth of buying at low P and selling at high P. It will provide you the crux of today's session in a written format. All right. Thank you guys for watching the video. Again, please share, save the video, and hope to see you back for session number 3. Bye-bye.